Okay, so I'm going to go through the homework question here for you. So I have the question here set up. I have the steps here on the side in case anyone forgets them. Okay, so the first step is to locate the picture plane. To do that, we need to join the two outside points of the plan to our spectator point. This creates an angle for us. Okay, we're then going to bisect this angle. Back to first year drawing. Set the compass to any length. Using the same length then at these 2 points that you got across. That gives you the center point. That allows you to draw a line. Okay, so we've now bisected that angle. Okay, so if this angle here was 50 degrees, we have now 225's got. Okay, we know for this particular question that the picture plane passes through this corner, the corner closest to the spectator, which is this one. So at 90 degrees, you can draw your picture plane. So you line up your set square at 90 degrees here, and needs to go through this point. You can draw your line, and then I'm just going to extend it. So I draw it in green here, so you can see it, and that is your picture plane. So PP is for picture plane. Okay, so that's the first step done. Second thing we need to do is locate our ground line and then our horizon line. Our ground line and horizon line are going to be at the same angle as our picture plane. So what we can do is use your sliding set squares, or if you have your adjustable set square, line up your set square with the picture plane, put another set square to the side. This will allow you to slide your set squares. Okay, so set them up, and then just below the spectator point is where we can put our lines. Now we are told in the question that the horizon line is 50 millimeters above the ground line. So I'm just going to draw my ground line down here, and then measure up 50 millimeters for your horizon line, which would be there. Just try and keep it below the spectator point. Again, I'm going to use my sliding set squares. Okay, so that is my that is the horizon line, so the HL, and down here we have our ground line. Okay, so ground line and the horizon line. Okay, after you get that, the next thing that you need to do is go and get your vanishing point. So step 3, to get your vanishing points, basically what you always have to do from the spectator is draw 2 lines that are parallel to the edges of the plan, usually creating a 90 degree angle. So this line is a straight line going up, so we need to draw a straight line going up from our spectator to touch the picture plane. This line is going from right to left in a straight line, so we're going to draw a straight line from the spectator out to touch our picture plane. Okay, so we'll use a different colour for this. So from the spectator, straight line out. Okay, you can see it touches my picture plane, or my picture plane here. So that'll be my first vanishing point, and the other one is going to be straight up. Now you can imagine for higher level questions that it wouldn't be as simple as straight lines, it would obviously be at angles. We'll be looking at them later on. Okay, and that gives you a point there. So once you get them 2 points, what you need to do then is take them down at 90 degrees to the picture plane. Okay, so the easiest way to do it, line up your set square with the picture plane and the point. So lined up with the picture plane and the points at the end, which means I can just draw a straight line down, or you can use your sliding set squares, and this will give you your points for your picture plane, or for your vanishing points. So that will be one vanishing point, again the other vanishing point then, the other vanishing point will be there. Okay, so vanishing point 1 and vanishing point 2. Okay, so that's the question set up, ready to be drawn or 3D. Okay, as you can see here then I have step 4, which is to drop the line from the corner of the plan which touches the picture plane. Okay, so the corner of the plan that touches the picture plane is this corner here. If you want, I can label a corner A. Okay, so that needs to come down the same way that we took our vanishing points down at 90 degrees, but this needs to go down to the ground line. Okay, all our heights from elevation can be placed here. So any heights that we have to take from our elevation here, which there's only 2 of, can be made along this line. Because it touches the picture plane, it's a true line or a true height. Okay, so I'm going to take that corner. So before you take the corner down, we'll take the corner down first. Okay, so because it touches the picture plane, I can just take it straight down to the ground line. Just remember, the ground line represents the picture plane. Alright, and we have this line here. Okay, and what I can do straight away, where that touches the ground line, I can join it back to my 2 vanishing points to kind of create the angle of where the 3D is going to be sitting inside, like that. Okay, it's going to be inside there. Now, okay, so the next step then, guys, is going to be to find all our points. Okay, and you can remember, you get your heights from elevation, and you join all your points from plan to the spectator, and where they cross the picture plane, then we take them down to our 3D view. Okay, so I just have to charge up the laptop there, the battery's running low. Okay, so what we can do is, we know the height of this bottom section, so I'm going to go measure it. So the height of that is 20 millimeters. So I'm going to come up 20 millimeters from the ground line. Gives me a height point there. I can join that back to the 2 vanishing points, like that, and like that. Okay, so you can see the bottom section is going to be in here. Okay, now these 2 corners have already been joined to the spectator. Where they cross the picture plane is that point there and that point there, so we can take them down at 90 degrees. Okay, so you take them down at 90 degrees. Okay, and we end up with that line in there. I'm going to darken it, because I know it's going to be a dark line in between them 2 points, like that. And I'm going to do the same thing then to the other point, to get down at 90 degrees to the picture plane, and it will be in between them 2 points there. Okay, now at this stage what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken in all the dark lines that I know I have. Might make it easier for you to visualize it. Let's see what we have. Like that. Okay, so the next step then will be to find the top. There's kind of another square, if you like, on the top. So that's the next step now, to find that. Okay. So you can see our 3D starting to form down here. Alright. Now, the height line for this, the overall height for the top object, so it's 15 millimeters above that. In other words, it's 35 millimeters altogether. Okay. Now, because it's not in line with this point here, or this line here, what we need to do is we need to find a point here. Okay. So that we can take our height line across. Alright. So what I can do in my plan is I can extend this line. So if I just extend that point there to meet the sides, I then get a point here on the edge. Okay, so I get that point on the edge. What I can do then is I can join that back to the spectator. So my pencil, so I'm going to join that point there back to my spectator. Where that crosses the picture plane, similar to any of the other lines, I get a point there. So I can now take that down at 90 degrees, down to my 3D view. Okay, so I'm taking it down at 90 degrees to my 3D view. I want it to touch the top surface here, because that's where I'm taking it down from. If you imagine, it's on the top surface here. So I just want to drop it to that point there. Okay. Once you drop it to that point, what you can do then is you can join it back to your vanishing point. So I know this one will go to that vanishing point. What that does then is that gives us a line basically to mark off our height. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do the same then to this point here and this point here now, and that'll locate them 2 points along here for us. Okay, so I'm joining this point here to the spectator. It crosses the spectator line here, and while I'm doing it I'm going to do this point as well, and that crosses there. So I'm going to take them now down at 90 degrees. Like that. That gives me a point there. And when I take the other one down, I get another point. And that point is there. Okay. Okay, so you can see now I have my 2 points along here. Now, the next thing I can do, I can join them to the vanishing points, or what I can do is get my height. Okay, so the overall height of the object I think I said was 35 millimeters. Okay, so I'm going to swing the 35 millimeters. I'm just going to use my compass for this. So if you set your compass to whatever height your plan is, it should be 35 overall. The compass at the bottom, swing an arc like that. Okay, you'll get a point then where it crosses your lines. Okay, so for this one, I get a point there. Okay, so I can then join them back to the vanishing points. So I'm going to join the bottom one back to the vanishing point, like that, and then the top one back to the vanishing point, like that. What I can do is I can take this point back to this vanishing point as well. Okay, so you can start to see where the box is starting to form up there for us. Okay, what I'll do is I'll actually darken it in for you now, just so you can see it a bit clearer. So the top box is going to be in here. Okay, so it's going to be good but smaller than the base or the bottom part. Like that. Okay. And the next thing then we have to do is I need to take this point here down to get the end of the distance, and then it's just a matter of finishing off the drawing by joining points to the vanishing point. Okay, so spectator point, join it to that point, to that corner. We get a point that crosses the picture plane here. Again, you can label all these corners and label all these points if you're getting confused. And take your point down, straight line down, so it's going to be in between there. So what I'll do is I'll just darken it in while I have the set square there, like that. Join them 2 points together. Join these 2 points here together. Okay, so you can see your object's pretty much there. So what I do then is join this point to vanishing point 2. I'll join this corner to vanishing point 1. Okay, that'll give you points where they cross. You can then just join them together. Like that. And the same thing then to these 2 points. So this corner will go to VP1. Like that. And this corner will go to VP2. Like that. Darken them in. Now you have your perspective question done. So that was your homework question. That's it completed. Okay. So guys, get that done before class next Tuesday. Alright. And I'll stick this video up here now.